Okay, hi Ms. Tillman's class. Today we are going to be doing topic 8.5 and it is multiplying with three factors. So the words that we need to know today are the associative or the grouping property of multiplication, and that's where you can group two numbers together using parentheses, and that tells you that you're going to multiply that first and then multiply it by the other factor to get your product. So how can we multiply three numbers? We're going to think about this question during the lesson. What does a row mean when we're talking about arrays? In which direction does a row go? A row goes across. So let's look at the quilt sections in the picture. These are the sections of the quilt. How many rows are there in each quilt section? So this is a section, this is a section, and this is a section. There are 2 rows in each quilt section. How many factors are in this quilt example? Like if we looked at the colors, there's a green, then there's a yellow, and there's another green. This is trying to represent a multiplication problem, and they want to know how many factors are shown in this quilt example. There are 3 factors in this example. There are 3 sections. Each section contains 2 rows of 4 squares. So there are going to be 3 factors. 2 rows, and in each of the 2 rows there are 4 squares. Drew has to join 3 sections of a quilt. Each section has 2 rows with 4 rows in each row. 4 squares in each row. How many squares are in all are these 3 sections? So what are the 3 factors we should use? The 3 factors are 3 times 2 times 4. 3 sections, 2 rows in each section, and 4 squares in each row. How do you think that multiplying 3 factors is going to be different from multiplying 2 factors? When you multiply 3 factors, you will have to multiply twice. When you multiply 2 factors, you only have to multiply once. So what they're saying is that we're going to have to multiply and multiply again to find our product. One way to solve this is to find 3 times 2 first. Now what they did is they placed the parentheses, and we learned this when we were talking about the properties of addition, that the parentheses means you combine those 2 numbers first and then you do the rest of the problem. So what they did is 3 times 2 first, and 3 times 2 is 6. Now we just bring down the 4, and our problem is now 6 times 4. By grouping 3 times 2, you get 6 rows with 4 squares in each row. 6 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They did not change anything. There are still 6 rows with 4 squares in each row. What is the answer? And what is 6 times 4? There are 24 squares in the quilt. To check ourselves, we could literally count all the squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Using this first method, what did you multiply to find the total number of rows? And we multiplied the 2 rows in each quilt section by 3 quilt pieces. We did the sections. 3 sections, 2 rows in each section. After multiplying 2 by 3 to obtain 6 as the total number of rows, what number do you multiply 6 with in order to find the total number of squares? You multiply 6 rows by the 4 squares in each row. Another way to solve this is to compute 2 times 4 first. They just put the parentheses around the 2 times 4. 2 times 4 is 8, and we bring down are 3. So now our problem is 3 times 8. There are still 24 squares. It does not matter what two numbers you put the parentheses around because you did not change any of the numbers. Your product is still going to be 24. Using the second method, what did you find? When you multiply 2 times 4, you find the total number of squares in one quilt section. So 2 times 4 is 8. That's the total number of squares in one of the quilt sections. Then what do you do to determine when you multiply 3 times 8? When you multiply 3 times 8, you are determining the total number of squares in 3 quilt pieces. What property says that you can change the grouping of the factors and the product will be the same? It's the associative grouping property of multiplication, just like the addition property. Says that you can change the grouping of the factors and the product will be the same. We still got 24 no matter if we put the parentheses around 3 times 2 or 2 times 4. We're going to do a couple of guided practice. And what I want you to do for these is I want you to do these on a sheet of notebook paper at home and bring those into guided workshop tomorrow. I'm going to do the first one with you to kind of show you what I'm looking for, and then the rest you're going to do on your own. So, first problem is 2 times 4 times 2. So, you're going to write out your problem. Then I would like for you to draw your parentheses around the two factors that you're going to combine. Ms. Tillman's going to combine 2 times 4. 2 times 4 is 8. I know I bring down my 2. 8 times 2 is 16. That's all you have to do. Now, you can also combine, hold on one sec, clear ink. There we go. You can also combine 4 times 2 over here. That is 8. Bring down this 2. 2 times 8 equals 16. No matter what numbers that I put the parentheses around, it did not matter because we still got the same product. So the problems that I want you to do at home are 3 times 4 times 3. You choose where to put the parentheses and show me your work just like I did on number 1. That's your first problem. Second problem, 2 times 2 times 3. Third problem, 2 times 5 times 2. Fourth problem, 3 times 2 times 4. And number 5 is 2 times 6 times 2. Please complete these and have them ready to bring in during math workshop. And don't forget to turn in this video on Edmodo so that you can get credit for watching it. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow, guys. Bye.